Being undocumented in America, I mean, of course it has its negative aspects. So you are not permitted to be in this country. You are not permitted to thrive with the resources that the citizens do have. People don't believe in you, nobody believes in you. You're called various different names, you know, people are very disrespectful. They call us wetback, they just call us illegal immigrants. People can just comment on not just your life, but just the life of this entire subset of human beings that live in this country. It means being dehumanized, it means being used as a mere tool, and it means being unwanted. I found out about the Undocumented Student Initiative through a Facebook post, actually. One of my good friends posted that there was going to be a group of students meeting to discuss different resources that could be available to undocumented students. We just kind of sat down, we made introductions, we really established what we wanted to get out of the space just for ourselves. When people think about this 11 million, they don't see a face, they don't see a voice, they just kind of see a bunch of bodies. People shouldn't feel this insecure, people shouldn't feel this fearful in a nation that was built upon the idea of accepting everyone and everyone being of equal rights and everybody having a safe haven here in the US. So it seems a little hypocritical and it just seems like a big step backwards in our progression. The worst thing Trump said was when he claimed that Mexicans were bringing in the rapists and the criminals.
They're bringing drugs, they're bringing crime, they're rapists, and some, I assume, are good people.
These are people that escape poverty just to come into a different type of poverty, that escape violence to come into a different type of oppression. And so he will never understand that. And to him, to just so easily, with a snap of a couple of words, utilize a whole entire population as a political tool just really, I wouldn't say it angered me, but it made me uncomfortable that this man can potentially be in power of one of the most powerful governments in the world.
Imagine you've done everything right your entire life. Studied hard, worked hard, maybe even graduated at the top of your class, only to suddenly face the threat of deportation to a country that you know nothing about. That's what gave rise to the DREAM Act. It says that if your parents brought you here as a child, you've been here for 5 years, and you're willing to go to college or serve in our military, you can one day earn your citizenship.
I personally didn't know I was undocumented till the age of 8 when my dad lost his job and we didn't have any money, and I was asking myself, like, why is this happening? I talked to my mother and she basically said, well, you know, we're not from here, so we don't get the benefits that other people have, you know, like food stamps or like affordable housing or anything like that. So that's where I learned who I was in this country. And like I said, ever since then, I've been living in the shadows. Since I was 13, I just had to work. And I didn't work because my parents demanded me to work, but I worked for the fact that I wanted to help out my parents, because it was just a hard time, especially since they're undocumented. And they just didn't get paid enough. They got taken advantage of, they worked overtime. And for me, it was just difficult trying to stay in school, working and bringing enough money in to pay for the bills and kind of support the lifestyle that my family had. And by lifestyle, I just mean like having enough food for everyone that night. I wasn't even legally able to work, you know, at the age of 15 or 16. It wasn't until like DACA came approved that I was able to get access to all these opportunities. I got a little push to create a company, and that kind of helped me a lot. I started hiring my friends and training some people. And basically, I started my own business. It's called Gears and Gadgets LLC. And with that, I was able to support my family a lot better. All this is gonna change if Trump becomes president, because he will take away my DACA, he will take away my social security number, he will take away my worker's permit. And by doing so, he will take away everything that I have worked so hard to obtain. I went from working as a little kid the whole day to get $20 to like managing my own company at the age of 20.
Bien, nomás quería verte cómo estás.
In my family, we never really got money to like go out. Everything we knew was school and home and work. After working so hard and accomplishing so much, I was just basically abandoned by the government and thrown away like a useless pencil, like a useless person. Studying for finals right now, I cannot help but to think, like, is my family okay back home? Will they be okay when I get back? Will they be okay when I return back to school? It's this uncertainty that kills me inside, and I just don't know what to expect. I'm trying to be optimistic. I'm trying to look for a better tomorrow. But the election results just prove that a better tomorrow is hard to think of or hard to imagine. On a daily basis, the hardest thing as an undocumented student that I face here, especially here at Columbia, is not being able to fit in. While people are studying for finals and, you know, they're worrying only about the academics, I'm not only worrying about my finals, I'm also worrying about my future in this country and the status of my family back home, back in Houston. And also, like, I don't fit in economically either, like financially. I don't have the resources that many of the students have here. So therefore, like, I'm not able to socialize. I'm not able to, like, get these extra resources for studying. I'm also not able to take time for myself. So I spend most of my time either studying, working, or sleeping as much as I can, while other students have that extra time to socialize and to kind of like explore themselves and enjoy themselves and find things that make them a better person, you know, in forms of like arts or exploring the city or just basically socializing. Like, I don't have that.